in our room waiting and making videos and talking about how, people act. And I was like, dance, monkey, like, what do you want me to do? So I decided to do a soap opera
where the line was...
Sam,
no, wait, you're not telling me the story.
No, you're gonna tell it wrong. So I was like, Fernando, you slept with my sister, like being a soap opera. And all Sam heard was, my sister.
Multiple times, my
when I was
sister.
talking about a non-existent person sleeping with my sister. And he was like, you just gave it all away, and like called Portia and yelled at her.
Like within probably 20 seconds of it being posted, while he was filming, I got a message to take it. I actually called me, and I just knew with the stone cold voice, like, take that down. I was like, okay.
I think we now know who the real showrunner is, though. That's impressive. Not to put too much emphasis on twists and surprises, because Sam, you were kind enough to come on my podcast a little bit of time ago, and after the finale, you said something that really struck me. You said that you actually kind of wanted the audience to figure out the true nature of Christian's character at some point. You weren't trying to hide it too much. You didn't want to trick the audience.
Not on that. I mean, we actually telegraphed that a lot, and it was intentional because in that moment when Elliot sort of going through that realization, I didn't want it to feel like a gotcha moment. I didn't want the audience to be caught up in that. I wanted them to be caught up with Elliot and sort of his emotional sort of, awakening in that moment. So that was
we wanted the audience to be like a little ahead of Elliot too.
Yeah,
This was like,
yeah,
this was all becoming clear to him, but the audience was kind of a little bit in on it as well.
Right, because we saw it again just now in the sizzle reel. It's actually a very sad and emotional moment. It's not a gotcha moment.
Brilliantly played by Robbie Malik.
Brilliant.
Christian, I believe you've answered this before, but I'm going to ask you again. You were told early on that your character was not, literally real, right?
Right. I did after reading the pilot. Well, first of all, getting the pilot, it was called Mr. Robot. I was happy that, I didn't have little buttons and a little open panel in my chest.
Season 2.
Season 2, yeah, good
I would watch that show.
Yeah, I mean, it could be very, very interesting. But I did just have some sort of inkling and feeling that there was something up. And I remember saying to my agent, would it be possible for this guy to actually not be there? My agent was like, oh, come on, that's crazy. I mean, this is TV. They'd never do that. So when I sat down with Sam and I asked him, he said, you really want to know? I said, yeah, absolutely. And he told me, and I got very excited because it was so out of the box. It was not what I was expecting. I thought it was a great answer.
I thought you might say you called your agent back and said, what did you get me into?
Yeah, right. No. I was thrilled. He was thrilled. He was like, really? They're going to do that? Oh, man, okay, very interesting.
Did you have to get any assurances that you would continue to be a fictional representation of Elliot's psyche beyond season 1? Were you worried about security?
No insurances. I have no idea. I don't know if I'm coming back. I have no idea. This could be it.
He's coming back. That was my big Comic-Con.
That was nice. Great news.
I am your father.
But one of the benefits of the big reveals as they happen is they caused me to go back, and probably a lot of people here went back and rewatched a lot of the first season. And you watch it in a completely different way. And one of the things, of course, I was really struck by on the rewatch was, Carly, your performance in the beginning. When we first meet Darlene, it's easy to think, oh, this is sort of a manic pixie dream hacker character. When in fact, her relationship with Elliot, the way she teases him, that's kind of a sibling relationship. It's right there from the beginning. What was it like playing that part where you're only able to play one half of the relationship because your brother doesn't have any idea who you are?
Yeah, it was really interesting, and I always say this when, before the big reveal happened, everyone was like, who the hell is this girl? Like, she's so annoying, what is she doing? And I was like, it's so sad. It's like, I was like, everyone hates me. But after that came out...
I was like, wow, they really get you.
Yeah. After that came out, everyone was like, oh, it makes so much sense. Now I understand why she was doing what she was doing, and a lot of people are saying I want to go back and rewatch it. But, so the whole time I knew that I was with my brother, and there was little things like in episode 2, I remember when we were doing this scene on the subway, and he asked how I know where he lives, and Sam was like, hello, give him a look. That's like, why wouldn't I know where you live, And so there's things like that that I, you know, in hindsight, I love that people didn't understand her. And then, you know, something that happened where all of a sudden everyone got it. But it is so weird hearing your voice echo. It's distracting.
Hello.
But I thought it was a great, you know, it was really cool to, you know, when Sam first told me when I wanted to read for it, and I'm doing it with him, and then he goes, "Oh, you know, you're his sister." And I was like, "Why would I know that?" Like, no, I don't. But it changed everything, and it was really fun.
Sam, did you expect her to figure that out from the pilot?
I don't know if I remember it going down like that. Although I will say, I did think we were telegraphing. I actually thought we were telegraphing that a little heavy too. So when we did the table read for that episode for 8, everybody, when that moment happened, just like flipped out, and I was genuinely shocked because I thought people were going to put 2 and 2 together. I mean that dialogue in the subway when she said, "Why wouldn't I know where you live?" I just thought, oh, we're just totally giving it away right now.
Well, she's a genius hacker. I mean,
Well, I know.
That's what I was
Portia, your character didn't have maybe that shock, but at the same time, there were a lot of surprises I found watching the arc of Angela throughout the season. Where she ended up is not where I believe anyone would have predicted. What was that like playing a character who started in one place very specifically, and then by the end of the season, you were removed almost entirely from the rest of these guys, and you were off in a very dark, almost alternate show?
Yeah, it was weird. There were some points where I felt like I was just making a different movie. And I don't know, it was really cool. Yeah, the echo. Holy cow. Yeah, it was just fun playing a character that is corrupted so slowly, I guess. And in the beginning being like this naive, kind of innocent go-getter, and then she ends up being this person that, you know, demands Prada shoes. Like, I wouldn't have predicted that. And even when Sam told me about it in the beginning, because I did know that that's where it was headed, I just didn't visually comprehend it. But it was like a really exciting process that I think is still in the making for that character.
It's interesting to me that it seems like everyone wanted to know the ultimate journey of the character from the beginning. Is that the case? And Sam, were you eager to tell them, or did you want to dole out the information in smaller bits?
No, I wanted to tell them up front, especially before we started writing it, because I believe in having them participate in building this character with me. I mean, it's a collaboration. I mean, I was excited to pitch them the idea. I wanted to see if they were excited by it, and obviously they also brought their own ideas and thoughts to it. But yeah, every single one before the season.
It's like so refreshing to have that collaborative vibe.
Like,
And also knowing the relationship that I have with Elliot, I think just added a deeper layer for me. Just like Carly was saying, it's just that relationship that a brother has with a sister, or a father has with a son. It just there's a deeper depth, and they were just 2 people. Absolutely.
Martin, hello down there. I think I speak for everyone here that everyone is very happy to see where you are. I think that's a very important point.
Oh, I'm here.
At the end of the season, Tyrell, prior to his disappearance, of course, was talking about the face of God, and he was clearly implicated in the act to a degree that maybe the audience wasn't fully prepared for. I assume you can't say anything about the character's whereabouts physically, because Sam might strike you with his microphone. But
He's at Comic-Con.
What are you talking about, Andy? He's right over there.
I thought he was my hallucination. I'm sorry. It's all the morphine you have backstage. But what can you tell us about where you feel Wellick is emotionally, his journey to the end of the season? Where is this guy? Not physically, but inside.
It was so interesting seeing when we meet him in the beginning. It's so easy to see he's a guy in control of everything, of himself, his surrounding, and just seeing him losing that and going into all these different states of mind. I'd say it's hard to tell where he's at right now, but I think he has had a plan, I'd say, yeah. So it's hard to tell where he's at. I mean, in his mind, I'd say yeah.
And none of us know. Sam won't tell us.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell.
Now that you're all together, have you been attempting to pry information out?
Yeah.
Literally
No,
the entire
all the
car right
time.
here. The
Yeah.
entire car right here and back.
Get scared to be in a closed quarter with us. And on the car right here, then I was trying to predict season 2. So
Yeah.
the
But when I tell them I don't want to talk about season 2, they interpret that
as you do want to talk.
yeah, like,
But let me just ask you one more question.
let me just ask you 3 questions. Yeah.
Or like, can you just tell us what happened?
Someone should try to hack into his computer.
I hope your protocols are really up to date. Sam, is it right? I think you told me this before that you wrote the character Tyrell who was always meant to be a Swede. Is that like what?
Yeah, it was written into the pilot.
So I want to ask Martin now. I'm going to push you aside.
Okay.
What does that say about Sam or about Swedes?
Well, what I think, or I thought about it is that, I don't know if the Millennium, this girl with the dragon tattoo and the hacking world had something to do with it, the dark Nordic thing. That's what I've been seeing in interviews. So, but I mean, might have been something with that, and just interesting to have a villain that is not an American or a Russian. So Sweden is right in between America and Russia, so I guess it's perfect.
It's about fairness and representation.
Yeah, he's half American, half Russian, so he's a Swede.
Sam, is that the correct?
Yeah, spot on. Articulated exactly what I was thinking.
Rami, after rewatching the finale, something occurred to me, and I feel like this is the right venue to share it. The pilot gave us 2 really distinct glimpses of Elliot. He was a genius hacker, and he was painfully, miserably alone. And I think the expectation would have been that the finale would have given us a lot more of the former than the latter. We would have seen you genius hacking. In fact, we didn't see that at all in the finale. You sort of yada yada that part, Sam. And instead, we just saw him completely break down alone in what is usually the busiest place on Earth. Were you surprised at the depth of the emotional journey this character went on? Because it's introduced as very unemotional, and yet at the end, it's the opposite.
I was pleasantly surprised because as much as, this could be a show that's solely about hacking, it's not. It's about human beings and their struggles, and his major struggle is that he's alone in life and he just wants to connect with human beings. So I thought, what better place than to have him alone in Times Square, as you said, still trying to sort it all out. But this is my favorite thing to play with Elliot, is just how lonely he is and trying to find a way out of that, trying to find some type of home. And it's apropos that his home exists, he just doesn't even know it's there.
Right. To the rest of the cast, how much of Elliot does Rami bring to craft services? Because when he came to my podcast, he tried to punk me and pretended he wouldn't physically touch me, and I bought it. So how much of that does he do to you? Sort of like
All the time. I don't believe anything he says anymore. He'll tell me something and I'm like, I don't believe you. But always.
There was that one time where I think he told you that if you look on the set in your apartment, that the white rose wig was in your closet. And then,
What?
yeah,
I had people convinced I was White Rose for a while.
For like 8 episodes, yeah.
I had Carly convinced until yesterday I wasn't even going to be at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
True or not true?
The funniest one time we were in the makeup trailer and he, towards his finale, and he shows us all this picture of so many people in line, and he's like, you guys, this is people waiting in line for an ATM machine. Something's going on. And we're all like, what? And then finally he's like, no, they were in line for a play or something. And everything. We're just like, I don't believe anything you say. But now I want to say I do know, but I don't. But he was like, I'm coming. And then I was like, you are? And then he's like, no, I'm not. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I'm in LA.
I'm a pain in the ass.
Sam, have you had time now to decompress from the rigors of season 1?
No.
Would you like to take a moment now, or you?
No. I mean, I will say that though, it's been fun because we've been doing a lot of press, which is cool because, the show's getting a lot of attention, but it's cool hanging out with these guys. And, I have to, it's actually fun going to work with these people. And as depressing as the show gets, we do, like Ron, all these pranks that Carly's talking about, we do I mean, Rami's nothing like Elliot, just FYI.
We
Like,
cut and
going on-
Rami's like,
Yeah, exactly. They like crying in the corner.
I'm a cartoon character.
Let's shatter as much mystique as possible.
Yeah.
For the rest, I noticed that the boss just said that it was really fun to go to work every day. Would the cast like to comment on that?
Yes,
now?
it was fun, guys, right?
he's paying us more to say that.
Well, you're much more pleasant doing publicity than you It's like, oh, this is
actually
this
true.
is the guy I can hang out with.
I will own up to that.
No, we do have a lot of fun on set. I mean, it's such a collaborative place to be, and it's, you know, smart and capable as Sam is, he lets us speak our mind, which, I mean, for a guy who has the story mapped out and knows exactly what he wants to, you know, be confident enough to let us have a say whether he listens to it or not is, I think it speaks highly of him and who he is, yeah.
He's punking me right now.
I feel, but we've all like working with people and being with them for so many hours every single day. You know, we've all become very close and lucky because you know there are a lot of people on shows that don't get along. Maybe I don't know, but I feel very lucky to be able to work with all of these people.
Seems
Good group, definitely, yeah.
It is a great group, right?
Oh, that's a touchy-feeling moment. You turn it over to some of your questions. I'm sure
We spent a lot of time on Coney Island too. I mean, we have a good time out there.
I go to Coney Island, we eat hot dogs,
Should
we
you
ride
shoot the freight ever? Is that
Yeah.
Rami covered my trailer with gummy bears one day.
The day before,
The day of.
the day of the reveal of our true relationship, I was,
You are a very serious actor, aren't you? It's very method with you.
well, it was a heavy scene, and I wanted her to be comfortable and us to have, you know, have a lightness before. So I said, "What do you think Darlene would eat? What's her favorite candy?" And she goes, "Gummy bears, duh." And there's this really great candy shop in Coney Island, and yeah.
You own it?
And so I went in and they have every gummy bear imaginable. So I bought the store's worth of gummy bears, huge ones, small ones. I filled up her whole tray.
Literally this big.
Yeah, there's like a 5-pound one.
Yeah, it was epic. It was so much fun, and this is right before a huge scene, but
It's great.
worked out.
I had like 2 bags full of gummy bears at the end of the day. It's hard.
Sam, can you confirm or deny that Darlene's favorite candy are gummy bears?
I can confirm that, yeah.
Okay, we're making progress. Okay, how about a first question from right here?